Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So Cardano is going sideways right now. Nothing has really happened. I mean, we are still in a second wave move down right here, and maybe we have bottomed, but there's no confirmation of that, at least not yet, because we are just going sideways, and yeah, this does not really confirm anything. To confirm that we are actually doing something more bullish, we first need to get above the first wave high right here, and then we need to get above the first wave high right here, which is the first wave of a very big third wave move to the upside. So yeah, and then after we do that, we should still get to about $1.53, which is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here. As you can see, the support level has been respected. We reacted to the 50% extension, and we should still see a third wave very soon, but keep in mind, there is a chance that we get another low in the second wave right here. We don't have to do that though, because we already have an ABC structure here and we got to the 50% extension, so that's enough. But keep in mind, we could always get to the 0.618 extension first and then we could bounce. Also, if we somehow get below the support zone and if we invalidate this 1-2 setup that we have on the chart, that would not be the end of the world, because that will only mean that we will get another second wave move down right here. And as you can see, the second wave move down has currently gone to the 0.236 expansion and it reacted to the support zone right here. But this is not enough and we need more than this, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, if we get below this low right here, which is at about 91.3 cents, then we will most likely drop to the 0.382 extension in the second wave right here before we actually start the third wave of the third wave. And like I said, this would still not be bearish, but keep in mind, we need to stay above the bull market support band, so yeah. However, we could have bottomed already, because you could take this as some kind of ABC structure, so we'll see what happens. Now, of course, if we continue to go sideways, then nothing will happen. However, this looks very similar to what happened in the previous cycle, and I know I am saying that quite a lot, but it does. So let me explain what happened here. After we got the first wave high right here, we also went down quite a lot, and then we went up about 100% in November right here to form a first wave move to the upside, which was the first wave of the main third wave. And in this cycle we did the exact same thing. I don't know if you can remember, but I predicted this move. Now, I did not predict a 300% move. I thought the price would go up like 100% in November. It went up way more than that, which is good. And yeah, right now we are getting a second wave move down, just like we got over here. And if you look at what happened in the previous cycle right here in the second wave move down, the second wave actually bottomed after 2 days, and that was it. That was the low, and yeah, we did not get below this low ever again, well, at least for the cycle. And yeah, we did not get below this low ever again, I mean, not even in the bear market. So, and if you look at what happened over here, I mean, after we got this low, which was in November, we pretty much went sideways for the entire month of December, and we are doing the exact same thing again. And I did tell you a couple of months ago that it is possible that we do this, and it looks like this is gonna happen again, because we are doing the exact same thing again. We are going sideways, and the low could be in, and the low could be in. I mean, as you can see, the second wave move down took about, let's see, about 1 week or so, which is longer than what it took in the previous cycle. And yeah, the low could be in. We have cooled off on the daily RSI, and it looks good, but like I said, we could continue going sideways on the Bitcoin dominance chart and on the Cardano chart. Now, why am I mentioning Bitcoin dominance? Well, to understand what's happening right now and what happened in the previous cycle, we also need to look at what Bitcoin dominance was doing during that time. As you can see, in the previous cycle right here, Bitcoin dominance was actually going up in December, and even though Bitcoin dominance was going up, Cardano was still going sideways. It was not actually going down, like it was, for example, down here, or I don't know, down here. And why is that? Well, it's because Cardano had already started a pump, so of course Cardano cannot really go down when Bitcoin dominance goes up if Cardano has already gotten a very huge pump and, if people have already started to invest in it. And if you can remember what happened here, here Cardano went sideways, and then when Bitcoin dominance started dropping in January, if you look at the Cardano chart and if you look at what happened in 2020, January was actually a very bullish month for Cardano. In January, we went from about 16.6 cents all the way up to about 42 cents, and that's a very big pump. And also, that was the first 1-2 setup of the third wave, of the main third wave move to the upside. And I'm not saying that we will do the exact same thing again, but, we copied what we did in November, and we will most likely copy what we did in December, so I think we'll just continue going sideways. And once Bitcoin dominance starts dropping in January, then Cardano will finally be able to start going up again, and I think it's very likely that we break all-time highs in February, or let's say in March of 2025, at least based on what happened over here. Now, of course, this is not enough to confirm that, and we also need to look at something else. For example, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart again, and I know Bitcoin dominance, not again, oh no, but we have to talk about it. On the Bitcoin dominance chart, we are currently fighting with the bull market support band again, and this is, I believe, the third time now, and we are still getting rejected. Bitcoin dominance cannot seem to be able to close above the bull market support band, so it is very likely that we start going down soon. However, you have to keep in mind that it's also likely that we go sideways on the Bitcoin dominance chart, because that's what we did over here in the previous cycle. Now, this right here did not happen at the exact same time of the cycle. This actually happened 2 months later, so if we were to do this right now, this would happen in January and February of 2025 and not right now. But to be honest, I think we are already down here because we already had this wick down right here after we touched the 0.618 extension of the previous all-time high right here, just like we did right here. So here we got to the extension, well, almost, and then we got rejected, we went down, then Bitcoin dominance went sideways, and then it dropped like crazy, and when did it drop? It dropped in about March. But keep in mind, during that time, even though Bitcoin dominance was going down, Cardano was actually at new all-time highs. So this is very bullish actually. And yeah, the same thing is happening again. Bitcoin dominance is just going sideways like it was doing over here. Also, Bitcoin dominance just had a cross on the bull market support band right here, and that was in November of 2024. It was almost a month ago. And if you look at what happened in the previous 2 cycles, well, in the previous 2 cycles, when we got a cross on the bull market support band, 48 days later, we had a big move to the downside, and yeah, that started the altcoin season. Also, look at this. After we had the cross, where the red line went above the green line, Bitcoin dominance tested the bull market support band multiple times. It tested it here, and after it got rejected multiple times, we finally started the real altcoin season. Of course, basing my prediction on just one cycle would not be the most smart thing to do, so we also have to look at what happened in 2016. And in 2016, the exact same thing happened. It also happened at the exact same time of the cycle. We had a cross on the bull market support band, we were below the bull market support band, we tested the bull market support band for about 48 days, so exactly the same amount of days as in 2020. Here, after we had the cross, we also went sideways for about 48 days, and we tested the bull market support band multiple times, and then we started dropping. And in 2016, we did the exact same thing. 48 days after the cross, and after we got rejected by the bull market support band, we started the 2017 altcoin season. And if you look at what's happening right now, it looks very similar to what happened in the previous 2 cycles. We just had a cross that was about, actually let's see how many days ago that was. It was about 22 days ago, and yeah, Bitcoin dominance is below the bull market support band, the red line went above the green line, we tested the bull market support band multiple times, it seems like we will get rejected every time, and if we copy what we did in 2016 and in 2020, it is very likely that we start going down on January 10th, 2025, because that's 48 days after the cross on the bull market support band, and that goes perfectly well with the fact that Cardano also did not really go up in December of the previous halving year, because Bitcoin dominance was going up at that time, and as you can see right now, Bitcoin dominance is also going up. It's testing the bull market support band just like it was over here. And yeah, things are actually looking very similar, which leads me to believe that January and February are gonna be very bullish months, at least for the altcoin market. I don't know about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a bit different, but keep in mind I'm still expecting Bitcoin to hit about 155,000 by the end of the cycle, so we should be good. And also, if you look at where Bitcoin was in the previous cycle, at the exact same time of the cycle, Bitcoin was actually up here, so it was at about $23,000, and from this point on, Bitcoin still proceeded to go up like another 3x, so I don't think the cycle is nowhere near over, and I think Bitcoin will surprise a lot of people. Now keep in mind, we are very close to the 1.618 extension of the previous all-time high, and I believe there's gonna be a lot of resistance here, so it's very likely that the third wave tops here, and then in January we get some kind of fourth wave move down. And let me adjust the support zone for the fourth wave, so yeah, it's between $91,000 and $75,000. However, if we get to, let's say, the 1.618 extension, it's gonna be between 100k and 80k, so yeah, and also don't expect this move to the downside to take too long. It's most likely going to take a couple of days because it's a bull market after all, and this should not really affect the altcoin market because during that time Bitcoin dominance will most likely go down and the altcoins will go up, so yeah. However, if we get above the 1.618 extension right here, then it is possible that Bitcoin gets to 130k by the end of the year, maybe even 140k in a more bullish scenario, and you know, I know that sounds crazy right now, but it's not really that crazy. I mean, we are already at $107,000, Bitcoin went up like 40% in December of the previous halving year, and about 35% or so in the 2016 halving year. So this prediction is not really crazy in my opinion, and also we just had a bounce on the trend line on the daily RSI, so things are looking very bullish, and we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. And like I said, if Cardano goes sideways for 2 weeks or so, it's not going to be the end of the world because we are cooling off on the RSI, and that's actually very bullish because, you know, if we want to start going up again, we cannot really be at the overbought territory on the daily RSI, so that's good. And yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our Discord server. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.